Now we'll move back on to gluing the main tread supports onto the railing. So again, the outside has all the detail, so the inside is where we want to glue to. Again, I'll use wood glue. Now before we glue it on, just make sure it all fits. So that's about how it's going to go. So all you need to do, starting at this bottom corner down here, lining it up with that corner down there of the stringer. It's not painted that side, that's the side we'll glue. And you just have to line it up down in that corner and make sure that this edge is off square and it just follows straight up. So we'll glue that in. Okay, starting down the bottom down here. Now you wouldn't be able to really put that on with Loctite or super glue because it wouldn't give you time to adjust it. So that's where I use the wood glue. Wipe off the excess. And just make sure that it's all square with the bottom under there, and there it is. That's ready to go once it's dry to put the actual treads on for the steps. So I'll go ahead and do the rest and then I'll come back. I'll show you one more time. Again, make sure that you've got the inside of the railings, the outside. Okay, line up the corners. Square along the bottom there, and wipe off the excess glue. Not complicated at all. Okay. While I'm waiting for the stair sections to dry, we'll go ahead and assemble the railings that go along the top of the walkway. So there's 4 pieces here. There's 2 smaller pieces and 2 larger pieces. They just lock together. There's a male and female lug at the bottom. Don't forget there's an inside and an outside. The outside has a detail. So we'll put these together. A little bit of Loctite. Make sure it's all square. That's basically ready to go. So we have locating lugs, 2 here, and in the floor, and the same at the back for the larger piece. That's how it goes. So run some wood glue along that. nice and square. Now we'll put on the other top railing, now that the front one's dry. So just turn that around. Again, make sure that the engraving and a detail is on the outside. I find it easier to get it square and to put it on, to glue first. Right. Lay this down and slide it on. Now you could leave it there to dry, keeps it nice and square, or you could stand it up. Either way, it doesn't matter. Just leave it to dry, and then once it's dry, we'll come back and we'll start assembling the stairs. Rightio, now it's time to start constructing the stairs. So you've got two main pieces to each stair. You've got the outside section, which has the little return railing on it, which goes there. And you've got the inside railing, which finishes up there. So starting with either one of these pieces, we're going to construct the main support, which is in the middle of the stairwell. Again, the main support has a larger section at the bottom, the thinner piece at the top. So I'll Loctite these together. Just make sure they're square. Such, and then we can add this piece to it. Just lock straight in there. Squeeze it together, and there it is. Now we'll put the landing in. So we had two landings that we painted before, earlier in the piece, so now we'll install those. Bit of glue down in the bottom here, on the landing. And that should just drop straight down inside. Like such. So we'll do that to the other one. Okay, give that a second to go off. There it is. Same deal as well. Put the landing in. and there's the second one in. You might want to use wood glue in assembling this part. That way it gives you a little bit of time to play around and get it in there and get it square. Now that'll hold it all together for you, so when you assemble it to the main frame, which is what we're going to do now. Now it's time to assemble the stairs to the main frame. Now it's a nice tight fit where this bar here locks into there and where this bar here locks into there. Now underneath this platform, under there, will lock into under here. So it's a nice tight fit, as I said, so I'll go back to using wood glue because I want to be able to get it right before it sets. Bit of glue on there, in the corners, just a bit on top of there where the platform will sit, and down that railing. Now this will slide in under here, so under here slides under there. Put some tape on that just to hold it all together while it goes off. And there it is. So we'll give that time to go off and then we'll turn it around and we'll do the same on the opposite side. Now that all the frame is finished, it's all glued, it's all dried, all in one piece. Now's the time to put the stairs on. So we'll have a go at applying the stairs. I've cut out all the stairs, here they all are. Now they have a little 1mm tab where it's attached to the frame, where I've cut them all out. So I'm going to put that side facing in because the other side looks better. So it's just a little tip when you're installing. Now I'm going to use some Loctite. This is pretty straightforward and quick and easy really, but again you can decide for yourself whether you want to use wood glue to take your time or whether you just want to go with the Loctite. With the super glue you don't get a second chance though. You've got to get it right first time. It's pretty straightforward. There it is. Did this one earlier, this one up here. So now it's just a case of going along and putting all the steps in. As you can see. So that's it. I'll continue on with that now and I'll come back when I'm about halfway through. Rightio, that's one side done. Now I'll continue on with the other side. Just running the wood glue up the stringer in there. Little drop on each one. I'll continue up here. When I get to the top, we'll be basically finished, and then I'll show you the installation of the wire meshing that'll run along the top and down the sides. Rightio, so there it is. All the stairs are on, a couple of little treads left over. Still wet. I've just put a dab of wood glue on each one and just dropped each one in, as you saw. So as soon as that's dry, we'll go along. I'll start cutting up now the wire mesh, which is supplied in the kit. I can start applying it to the top section. Cut it to size. We'll tack it in there. I'll just use a little bit of Loctite for this job. Just put a couple of drops on here and there just to catch it. Now I can always go along and add a little bit more. Okay, so you can basically see how easy that is. So I'll just go along now and keep cutting the wire mesh to size, and I'll just go along and put some drops of Loctite on there. Okay, so we've got the wire mesh, we've got the first one on already. So just go and cut yourself some more wire mesh. It comes in the kit. Just measure it up. Cut it to size. There it is there, and we'll just super glue that on.